Hi guys, I'm trying to bring this Smith Equipment Power Pro 45 plasma cutter back into service. Thought I'd take some pictures of it and maybe answer some questions that way. This unit was given to me about 10 years ago, and at the time it worked according to the owner. I tried to use it a couple times and found out that the tips were getting used up way too quick. And you could use it for maybe 10 minutes and have to buy a new set of consumables. I think I've tracked that problem down, and I pulled it off the shelf. It hadn't been plugged in at least 8 years. We're going to check it out and see if we can get it to running again. It's an orphan. I can't find hardly any information on the internet about it. It seems that Miller bought out Smith Equipment years ago. There are no online manuals and only one or two vague references to it in some obscure forums I found. Anyway, it's a pretty heavy machine. It's compact. Looks like some people have already been into it. Some of the screws are gone. A few of the standard warnings. And this is, let's see if we can get in a better picture. This is the consumable chart for it. Now, the one thing that I don't have is this item right here. And I think this is the answer to why it was burning up consumables. This machine doesn't have a drag tip, and the guy was instructing me to use it as a drag tip, and I didn't know any better. This is a wire standoff that clips around one of the cups. I'll show you a cup here. That cup has got a ring around it, and it's kind of hard to see in a one-dimensional drawing, but this is actually a piece of wire that has been bent to where it comes around half circle here, comes up, makes a U, it goes down and goes around the other side, and then back up over here in a half circle. And what that does is keeps the tip off of the material. Unlike a drag tip that you drag on the material, this one you need to keep an 1/8 inch above it. And hopefully that's the reason it was using consumables too fast. Speaking of consumables, this is the box that came with the machine. The man had gone in and bought a new supply of cups. Let's see on that. A small tip on the end. And these are the electrodes. Got a couple of extra cups, ceramic cups for the end. Came with a wrench. These are some consumables that are messed up. You can see it's pretty nasty. Put this better. Anyway, got everything I need with the exception of that wire drag. Here's even some of the collet nuts. Got some new ones of those. And some I can salvage, I believe. I've got lots of cups. In the box was a receipt for all of these new consumables. It was $1,400. And as I understand it, you can't find them anywhere else anymore. So this is basically what I have. And it's one of the reasons I never messed with this machine much afterwards. Was because I didn't know how long I could use the consumables at the rate it was using. Very few controls. says it goes to 45 amps. Power on and off. We've been discussing about replacing the torch on this machine, and I had looked online and saw some different torches that ran $700, and frankly I'd just buy another machine if it's going to cost that much. But this one seems to be very well built. It's heavy. It's commercial grade. The tip in there looks like it's pretty well shot. They do make little guides that clamp onto this cup and have little wheels, training wheels on either side to keep it above. But there's not a good place to clamp that on this machine, so I've ordered one of the little spring off clips, and hopefully it'll get here within the next 2 or 3 months. Ordered it from Granger. God knows how long that'll take. Anyway, that's the tip and the hose. It's about 10 feet long, 10-foot ground clamp, and a 10-foot power cord. On the back there's a small pressure gauge and water filter. There's some more stuff on the bottom here. Looks like it's multi-voltage. I'm running it on single phase 220 right now. That's about all there is to it. I'll get you a better seat, and I'm going to take off the outer case. A lot of the screws are missing. How about there? I know, there it is. It only has 3 screws on this side. Looks like 3 are missing. Let's just turn it sideways. Very short screws, only 1/4 inch. That one's a little crusty. From what I understand, the previous owner sent it into a welding supply here in Houston, and they also wanted to change over the gun, but it was kind of expensive, and man never used the thing in the first place. Let's see what we got here. We need to take off this knurl. Yep. Got a few cobwebs in there. Frankly, I'm shocked. We don't allow spiders in this shop. Hold your ears, gonna blow it out a little. grommet base there. Yeah. Let's see if I can give you a better picture of the insides. Try that. Looks like this is the gas solenoid. Turns on and off the one of the big questions was whether we could change this over to one of the cheaper Chinese torch assemblies. The question basically was, it is a high frequency start, and I have no idea how to figure that one out. It's got 3 leads coming from the torch, and they all look like they plug directly into this motherboard. It's got a gas hose here and 3 leads. Says this will kill you if you open it up while it's plugged in. One of the screws is missing. And the only badges I can find on it are from Smith Equipment. Anyone knows whether it's a high frequency, either leave a comment down below or over on Practical Machinist Forum where we're talking about it. Turn you around. Okay, that's the power lead. Got 2 enclosures mounted to the motherboard. I'm going to take you out and let you look closer. Looks like these 2 enclosures got heat sinks and attaching to the motherboard in there. Don't know if we'll be able to make it focus. Quite a few components mounted to that motherboard. This is where you tap off to change the voltages. Looks like we have 2 fuses here. More components buried deep inside. Not much else. All the cast fan enclosures, cast metal. Fan feels like it spins nice and easy. Well, I guess there's only one thing left to do, is plug it in and see if it works. Back up here out of harm's way. Well, that's not good. like a mud dauber or something. As you see there, focus in there on this. Looks like something's closed off that port. I don't think any air is going to get in that way. Go ahead and so we can take that off easily. It looks clear on the inside, but going through all the way. Some kind of bee or something looks like. Looks like some kind of dried up wasp. Oh well. Glad I saw that before I stuck on the air hose. Wasn't any tape or anything around it. This was in the box. Wondering. Just use that one. It's better got some thread sealer on it. It says 120 psi max.